All right, we are 1 week closer to the 2026 NFL Draft. So we are back at A to Z Sports Pittsburgh with another mock draft recording using none other than the A to Z Sports mock draft simulators. So you know what the drill is by this point, folks. We're going to get in here. You're going to read through exactly what makes this the best mock draft simulator on the market. And we are going to go through a Steelers 7-round mock draft. But unlike the first time where we broke down what made it so unique, what made it so special, or the second time where we went through and showed you the entire user interface and showed you how to make all 12 picks for the Steelers, today we are going to put on our GM caps for the first time. For the first time, we are going to show you how to make trades and how to wheel and deal as if you were Omar Khan. So without further ado, let's hop in. So as you can see, as per usual, every time you click on the A to Z Sports Mock Draft Simulator, you are going to be brought directly to the home screen that tells you the unique features. So we know what those are. Let's get right to it. We're going to do the Pittsburgh Steelers. We are going to do 7 rounds. We are going to go fast. We are going to leave all of the settings as they are typically, and we are going to hop right in. Let's enter. So now we are going to start the draft. But before we start the draft, I want to offer a trade. So off the jump immediately, forget the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers are on the clock at 21. You know what? The Dallas Cowboys, they have 2 first-round picks. Let's see if we can't get one of those first-round picks. So we want pick 12. We're obviously going to have to give up pick 21. I want to keep our second-round pick. So let's go ahead and offer them pick 21 and pick 76 for pick 12. So as you can see, it tells us right here, we would send round 121, round 376, but we would receive the 12th pick in the draft. So we're going to go ahead and send that offer. As you can see, Dallas has accepted because there was a little bit of a better value for the Cowboys according to the mock draft simulator, but that's no problem on our end, I should say. Let's go ahead and get straight to the draft. So here we are. We are on the board at 12th overall. Look at all of our prospects. Well, wait a minute. Look who's right here. We're going to hide those again. You know, we're going to go look at it as if we want an offensive tackle, which we know is a need. Okay. Monroe Freeling, Caleb Lamu, Caden Proctor. A lot of those guys, though, you could see fall into 21. Let's check out wide receiver. Wait a minute. Makai Lemon is here. Casey Concepcion, Omar Cooper Jr. Those are some guys that you worry about them not being there at 21. Those are the 2 obvious positions of need. Of course, Vega is there at interior offensive line. We'll check on the edges just to be sure. Nah, nothing really there. Corner, Mansour Delane being there is very intriguing. But if you guys saw it early on, you saw what I saw. And Caleb Downs is right there for the taking at 12th overall. To me, if the Pittsburgh Steelers were to trade up, if for Caleb Downs was to fall in this draft for whatever reason, it is a no-brainer. I believe that he is the best pure player in this draft class, regardless of safety position, regardless of positional value, regardless of whether or not the Steelers should be using another high-value draft pick on a safety. Caleb Downs is a difference maker. As you can see, our blurb tells us a unanimous All-American with elite football intelligence and coverage versatility, plays everything from slot to deep safety seamlessly, reads quarterbacks expertly, and disrupts near the line. Sometimes is a little over aggressive blitzing on play action. We'll take that aggression every day of the week. Caleb Downs, welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So now we're going to let the draft play out a little bit as we get to that second round pick, that 53rd overall selection on the clock. As you can see, we are flying through and boom, we are on the board. Well, we took a safety. So we know we need some receiver depth, right? You can talk about DK Metcalf, you can talk about the Michael Pittman Jr. trade, but none of it really matters in the long run if you don't find your future wide receiver number 1, or at least a contributor for the here and now. So let's look at the wide receivers on the board. I happen to be a big fan of Jeremy Bernard, not just because I'm an Alabama alumni. I also cover Alabama for A to Z Sports, but he's a physical, tone-setting, versatile wide receiver, which if you listen to Mike McCarthy, that's exactly what they want. However, I'm not going to go with Jeremy Bernard. Instead, I'm going to take Ted Hurst out of Georgia State. You're probably, Ted Hurst, who is this guy like? No, folks. 6'4", 206-pound X wide receiver with a massive catch radius and dominant catch point play. 95th percentile contested catch rate. Small school breakout. Release consistency and separation needs some refinement against NFL corners. But guys, I watched this man in person at the Senior Bowl. He is every bit of that 6'4", 200 pounds, true vertical stretch player. He is who the Pittsburgh Steelers hope can be their next George Pickens, but without all the off the field stuff, without all of the craziness, the character, whatever. That is who Ted Hurst might be. I, hands down, would love Ted Hurst in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. If you want to tell me 53 is a little early, it's a little rich, Ted Hurst probably isn't going to be there much longer, and he's certainly not going to be there the next time we are on the board. So easy come, easy go, Ted Hurst for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, we're going to pause, and we're going to offer another trade. Let's go ahead and go out of the conference this time and go to the NFL, or the NFC, I should say. I don't really like anything that the Lions have because obviously we have 85 and 99. What we would want to do is package these two and try and move. You know what? I accidentally forgot that I wanted to trade picks 85 and 99 to try and move up. So guess what? I can go back using this mock draft simulator. This is a feature that you guys have never seen before because it doesn't exist anywhere else. So I'm going to say, you know what? I want to go back a little bit. So I'm going to come all the way back to where we last picked at 53. See, just simply tapping over here. Boom. I am back on the draft board, and Ted Hurst is available yet again. So here's what we're going to do. Before we do anything, we're going to offer a trade. So we are going to look at the Green Bay Packers pick at 84. So here's what we'll try and do. We'll get out of Green Bay. Let's go to who's someone that's going to pick a little bit sooner here. Let's go to the Kansas City Chiefs. So the Chiefs pick at 74. Okay. Now, mind you, we traded pick 76, right? We traded that third rounder to move up. Well, now we're going to try and recoup a little bit of that by offering the Chiefs pick 85 and pick 99 for pick 74. We're going to send that off there. KC rejected it. Well, guess what? Here's the other cool thing about the A to Z Sports Mock Draft Simulator. I don't really care that they rejected it because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to force the trade. So now we have a pick in the 70s again, and all we did was give up 2 of our later third-round picks. But before we get into picking in the 70s, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take Ted Hurst, who, as we talked about, 6'4", 206 pounds, vertical stretch player. He is everything that the Pittsburgh Steelers want in a dominant wide receiver number 1. So you can come right here, pick 53, and take him. Now, you can tell me that's a little rich. You can tell me that's a little bit early. But if he turned out to be George Pickens without all the character flaws and the concerns and all these different things, the Pittsburgh Steelers would make that pick again in a heartbeat. We're going to go Ted Hurst out of Georgia State at 53. So now, remember, we were supposed to have pick 76. We traded that to move up. Then we traded picks 85 and pick 99 with the Kansas City Chiefs to get pick 74. We are on the clock. And, oh, crap, I forgot who we picked. No worries. Come right through here. Caleb Downs, Ted Hurst. So let's look at the cornerback position. Wait a minute, folks. I got to tell you, if you guys don't know about Keontae Scott, then it's time that you learn. Versatile weapon with 4.38 second 40-yard dash who excels in the slot as a blitzer. He has elite rush lane processing and foot speed. Open field tackling remains a major concern. Needs development in traditional man coverage. Do you guys know who Keontae Scott is? He is a bigger, supercharged version of Mike Hilton, a player that the Pittsburgh Steelers have been searching for ever since he left the Cincinnati Bengals. So this is a no-brainer to me. Not only is he elite in terms of his explosive metrics, as you can see in that blurb, he is one of the most instinctual players in this football class, certainly in the defensive backfield. This guy is always around the football. He's making interceptions. He's forcing fumbles. He's rallying downhill to make tackles. I could only imagine what he would look like in the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. So we're going to use that pick that we traded with the Chiefs for, and boom, we are going to take Keontae Scott. Now, because we traded picks 85 and picks 99, we do not pick again until, as you can see right here, pick 121. So before we get into pick 121, why not? We've continued to make trades. We're going to make some more trades. Let's go and look at a team that has a decent amount of draft capital, the Las Vegas Raiders. So the Raiders have 134, 175, 185. We have 121. Let's keep 121. However, let's see if we can't package 135 and 161 for 134. Vegas rejected it. Again, we're our own GMs here. We're going to package 135 and 161, and we are going to give them 134. And honestly, I don't know why they wouldn't take that trade, because now they have 135, 161, and 175, 185. So we're going to offload some of these fourth rounders, fifth rounders, and we are going to force that trade. Before we do that, though, we are going to make pick 121. Let's just go ahead and see what we're looking at quarterback. Drew Allar, Cole Payton. I like Cole Payton a lot. We might have to come back to that one. Wide receiver, we already took one, Ted Hurst. How about offensive tackle? We could use some help there. They're still looking for that long-term left tackle. That's a position to watch. Interior offensive line. I'll tell you what, that could be a big-time play. In the mid-rounds, I would not be surprised if the Steelers did that. Linebacker, though, Kyle Lewis out of Pittsburgh. Outstanding coverage ability and instinctive playmaker with elite closing speed. A bit undersized, struggles handling blocks in the box, and lacks run game processing. Projects as a nickel linebacker. Excellent ball skills. Forget the fact that he's a Pitt Panther and that he blew away the Senior Bowl and that he's a great tester. Kyle Lewis is the perfect modern-day linebacker. Kyle Lewis is who the Pittsburgh Steelers are still hoping that Peyton Wilson transforms into. This, in my opinion, for a team that quietly needs some linebacker help, because remember, Peyton Wilson was benched, right? You had Patrick Queen and you had Malik Harrison starting most of the year. Give me Kyle Lewis as our pick at 121, and boom, we're right back on the clock with pick 134, not too far away. So now we can go back to offensive tackle and Markel Bell. This is a giant human being. Sure, does he struggle to redirect? Does he struggle to bend? Is he a waist bender? Probably. As you can see, though, 6'9", 345-pound offensive tackle with 36 and 3/8-inch arms. He has a 87 and an 1/8-inch wingspan. 0 sacks allowed on 556 pass block snaps in 2025. Exceptional length, elite leverage establishment, grip strength that locks down defenders. He does struggle with some inside rushes, limited lateral mobility in the run game, third team all ACC. We're at the fourth round now. We're at pick 134. Markel Bell is the kind of guy that you take and you hope at the bare minimum he's a depth piece, but maybe he's a swing tackle. Maybe he's a starting left tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We will take Markel Bell in the fourth round. Now we're going to fly through here. Obviously, we traded some picks away, right? So the next time that we're going to be on the clock, as you can see, coming up here, round 6, pick 216. But before we get into that 6th round pick, we are going to look to make a trade. Let's check out what the Minnesota Vikings have up. They only have 7 round picks left. See if there's anybody. Miami Dolphins, 7th round picks. We are now in the 6th round of the draft. So what we're going to do is look at some positions that the Steelers can find some value in. Potentially interior offensive line. We already got a safety. Let's look for some corner help. Thaddeus Dixon out of North Carolina was once a pretty prominent prospect. Fell down the board a little bit. We only took a slot corner, so he could potentially work. But I'm going to go back to the interior offensive line. I'm going to take Connor Tolson out of Missouri. Now we're going to fly through here. We're going to wrap this up with 3 picks in the 7th round. Let's go see what we have at quarterback. You know what? We'll take a shot on Luke Altmaier. Probably a camp arm. Hasn't received a ton of interest in the pre-draft process. But the Steelers, they've been known to take a flyer on those 7th round guys. Bring them into camp. See what you have out of him. We will take Altmaier and then pick 230. Let's just see what we have at running back. Jaden Ott out of Oklahoma. The fact that he's still here in the 7th round, someone who honestly probably would have gone a lot sooner if his 2025 season went the way he would have expected. As you can see, a talented 3-down back with lightning quick footwork and burst. Shoulder injury in 0 starts in 2025 raised durability concerns. High upside if he's healthy, and that is why he will be our pick to wrap us up with pick 237. We are going to go to the edge because you can never have enough good pass rushers. And we are going to go with, let's go and look a little bit through here. We're going to go to the edge because you can never have enough pass rushers. TJ Guy out of Michigan is a Pittsburgh Steeler, and that is it, folks. As you can see, congratulations, GM. 7 rounds complete. They gave us a B grade. The Pittsburgh Steelers found some real talent here, snagging Luke Altmaier 2024 insanely elevates the roster. Pairing him with Caleb Downs at 12 makes this a draft to remember. Strong work, even if the GM did have to cheat by using the forced trade button, because yes, we did, but it doesn't matter because that is your latest Steelers mock draft 3.0 using the A to Z Sports Simulator. Just a quick run through. Caleb Downs at 12, Ted Hurst at 53, Keontae Scott at 74, Kyle Lewis at 121, Markel Bell at 134, and then our 6th and 7th round picks. Not a bad draft at all. You guys, though, let me know what you think in the comments, and please be sure, as we are just a little bit over a week away from the NFL draft, get in there, do your own mock drafts, tag A to Z Sports, and please share this simulator. We would greatly appreciate it.